Sunday morning, May 18th. It is 8:32. An explosion with the force of a 10-megaton atomic bomb rips off the north face of Mount St. Helens. The top 1,200 feet of the mountain disintegrate.
But most clear is the damage along the Toutle River. The valley has ceased to exist, scoured clean by clogging walls of mud and ash, rail lines, roadways, homes, all buried under up to 10 feet of sludge, redesigned by nature from what we thought we had known. It's so awesome looking at it, you almost can't take it all in. Until you remember, these used to be people's homes, people's lives.
Ash billows out of the crater, boiling 9, 10, 11 miles into the sky. The wind blows the black cloud to the north and east. In central and eastern Washington, day becomes night. The ash, like a snowfall, blankets the earth. It will continue to fall for 15 hours, cutting off towns, crippling traffic, stranding thousands, burying farm fields.
Since the first big eruption nearly 2 weeks ago, about 3 inches of ash has fallen here on the ground. Over the weekend it rained, and it compressed that 3 inches of ash down to about 3/4 of an inch. It's pretty heavy, it's very thick, and it's fallen down and smothered the crops here on the ground. 5% of the wheat crop is gone, valued at more than $3.5 million. 50% of the alfalfa crop is down. Hay is also damaged. Crop losses alone in Adams County will exceed $11 million, and that doesn't include damaged farm machinery.
The muddy water flowing into the Pacific Ocean from the Columbia River tells the story. If only all the mud would flow into the ocean. Instead, it is clogging part of the Columbia River Channel, keeping 10 cargo ships riding at anchor in Astoria because they can't get to ports further east. Others are trapped west of the mud barrier at Longview. For grain ships that need 30 feet of water to travel, the Upper Columbia is closed. The financial losses to shippers especially will be large. And for farmers, the volcanic ash had a silver lining as grain prices went up in anticipation of a shortage.
This house over the Toutle is empty. The survivors have fled, taking their valuables. Neighbors drop by to view the river, awed by the damage, saddened by the destruction of a river and its many thousands of salmon and steelhead who will never swim here again. The survivors in the Toutle River Valley try to go about their daily business, driving to the nearby store for groceries, stopping in for gas. A businessman tries to clean up the muddy ash, muttering words we cannot repeat on television. The children's toys look neglected, but they aren't neglected, only victims of nature's abuse.
Betty Franz and her husband will probably be 2 of the people forced to evacuate their homes this fall. Their house and cattle ranch are on low land in Castle Rock, right next to the Cowlitz River. This used to be 35 acres of prime grazing land. After the volcano erupted, it turned into 35 acres of mud. At this spot right here, the mud is 12 feet thick. Dredges will be clearing mud from the Cowlitz River, but officials fear the job won't be finished before the heavy rains come this fall. That could mean Betty Franz and her neighbors might be faced with the worst flooding this area has ever seen. The first mudslides 6 weeks ago buried their barn and several trailers and heavy equipment. The house was saved, but all the cattle had to be sold. There was nothing left of their pasture.
I just wonder how long it's going to take for us to get our place where it looked like it used to look.
You don't plan on leaving, though?
No, No, we figure it'll probably take at least 2 years to get new pastures established in here. And as I say, I want to see what's going to happen this winter first, when the river comes through here, and see what goes.
Why not just pack it up and leave?
Oh, we've got too much here. We've worked on this place, we've raised cattle on the place, we enjoy doing what we're doing here.
The layers of mud have turned to clouds of dust in the dry weather, making life even more difficult here. Still, small cottonwood plants have begun to sprout up through the mud. The Franzes had counted on their cattle ranch to carry them through retirement. But now retirement will have to wait a few years as the Franzes try to rebuild and prepare for the floods that are certain to come this fall.
About 4 to 5 square miles of the north end of the Lummi Reservation is completely underwater. All roads leading in are blocked. The only way to get onto the reservation is by helicopter or boat. The dike on the Nooksack River broke sometime this morning, flooding fields, yards, and destroying homes.
Our main concern was getting medical help in here and getting food in here. We don't have the one store that we have in the reservation don't have gas, and it runs out of food, and the ferry that was bringing food in broke down, so we were really isolated other than air flight out. But I think hopefully it's under control.
With no gas, no food, and no way off the flooded reservation, the situation is desperate. Whatcom County Emergency Services have helped. The BIA and the state are standing by with emergency aid. The Red Cross has sent enough food for 7 families, but the Lummies need food for at least 200 more families.
Highway 14, the main east-west artery along the Washington side of the Columbia Gorge, choked by ice and snow late Tuesday night, is now open to all traffic. Some of the first vehicles over the road this morning brought needed supplies. The first trucks pulled into grocery stores in Stevenson. They arrived early. These are the first shipments of fresh fruit and vegetables into town in 2 weeks.
Mostly flour, sugar, all the staples, and all the paper goods. Just anything that a person would really need to stock up on to cook in the future, you know, more or less.
When the rain stops and the skies eventually clear, many of the workers in this county won't be going back to their regular jobs. Insurance adjusters here spent the day estimating the damage to the Co-Ply Company, one employing 300 workers. The main buildings in this plywood plant started collapsing Thursday and continued through the weekend. Damage is extensive. The earliest the plant may reopen is June 1st. There was a possibility the lost wages of some workers may be covered by insurance, easing the effects of a possible 5-month layoff.
And of course, the National Guard has been working with us for the past 2 days, and they've really helped us out. We just absolutely could not have made it without their help.
And despite the efforts to convoy emergency food supplies into the town at the height of the storm, we're now told that those food supplies never arrived. But now that the weather has returned to something resembling normalcy, food deliveries have returned to normal. We watched supplies being unloaded at both the town's main grocery store this morning and at one of the 3 restaurants here.
A week ago, last Friday, we got anything in at all.
What were your biggest shortages?
Eggs, bread, milk, about anything perishable, meat, things like that.
So I presume you're mighty happy to see it arrive.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work, but we're glad to see it here, get back to normal again.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Max Robinson at the National Desk in Chicago. Reports on the killing winter weather worldwide.
Old weather records have been falling as fast as the thermometer in the last 24 hours in almost all sections of the country. 36 of the 50 states had below zero readings last night. So what the nation is enduring right now is clearly one of the worst cold waves of this century.
Buffalo, New York is paralyzed tonight by a blizzard that has already dumped almost 26 inches of snow. The forecast calls for more. People are stranded throughout the city at bus depots, emergency shelters, and at the airport, where some 300 people running out of food will wait until runways can be reopened later tonight. Winds are gusting up to 75 miles an hour in the region, and some suburban communities are permitting only emergency vehicles on the road. Nationwide, at least 40 people have died in this, the coldest weather of the 20th century. Frozen bodies have been found in several communities. At least 100,000 people in 10 states have gone without power because of the cold and storms, contributing to the weather state of emergency declarations ordered in countless communities. It may be days before livestockmen can assess their losses, but cattle and hogs are suffering in fields and barns throughout the Midwest. substantial livestock losses would affect retail prices. Thousands of miles of highways remain closed tonight, travel impossible because of blowing and drifting snow. But the measure of this cold wave, what will be remembered, is the massive human suffering, unprecedented in this century.
Lack of heat due to unmatched demands on gas and electricity forced people into shelters and closed schools. Stalled cars lined the expressways. It was more of the same throughout the region as people woke up to record cold temperatures. The Tennessee Valley Authority ordered a brownout, or voltage reduction, because of record power use in its 7-state area. In New Orleans, the weather was blamed for the collapse of a steel grain storage bin. 1.5 million bushels of wheat spilled onto the ground, shoving around cars and buildings after the severe cold apparently contracted the steel faster than the wheat. 4 people were slightly hurt.
Freezing temperatures also blasted Europe today. For a time, it was actually warmer at the South Pole than in parts of northern England and Scotland.
Most country roads today were still blocked with hundreds of abandoned cars and snowdrifts 12 feet high in places.
I was stuck here on Ken. Before, there's a chap down the road there from Stroud, just down the bottom there.
Any message for the watch?
Oh, I'll just tell her I love it. I'll be over as soon as I can.
The only sure way of moving around was by helicopter. Many have been working around the clock, lifting out accident victims and hauling in food. Here it was bread in the southwest of England. The loaves had to be rationed, one to a family, and even then there wasn't enough to go around. Nor is there enough milk. British farmers have had to pour thousands of gallons of milk down the drain because tankers can't get through the snow to collect it. The sheer weight of the snow has snapped power lines, leaving at least 5,000 homes without electricity in sub-zero temperatures. People here are enduring the best they can, but some cannot. This weather has now claimed at least 14 deaths since it began on Friday. The conditions are expected to continue through the week and are affecting not only Britain, but other parts of Europe. In the northeast of France, Arctic conditions turned roads into sheets of ice, while unusually heavy snow hit parts of Belgium, Austria, and West Germany, making this a winter nightmare for many Europeans.
The storm buried Nashville in 5 to 7 inches of snow, by one estimate, an amount that should fall here only about once in 50 years. Trucks and cars skidded off the road and into each other. Schools were dismissed early, but buses could not get to the children to take them home for hours. Some children got home 10 hours late last night. In Birmingham, an inch of snow covered by ice shut down most commerce and other activities. A state of emergency was declared after ice brought down power lines, leaving 100,000 people without electricity. In New Orleans, motorists have had to contend with ice on roads and bridges like this one, where the scene resembled the aftermath of a demolition derby. In Charlotte, North Carolina, where 1 to 3 inches of snow fell, a faulty wood stove used to ward off the chill from sub-freezing temperatures last night caused a fire that took the lives of a father and 2 children. The mother jumped from a window to safety. The snow and ice storm that clamped a stranglehold on Atlanta started at rush hour and continued through last night. Many motorists, unaccustomed to driving in such weather, finally gave up. By this morning, thousands of cars had been left alongside streets and highways. Traffic jams were so immense that trips that normally take minutes took hours. With hotel rooms snapped up immediately, lobbies became refuges from the cold. At the airport, canceled flights stranded hundreds of travelers who could only wait for a thaw.
Sleeping in the chairs hasn't been pleasant.
This morning, little was moving on now ice-covered streets and highways. Abandoned cars remained where they were left during the night.
84% of the Florida vegetable and citrus crop froze, and that will cause up to $1 billion in losses. Late this afternoon, the Florida Citrus Commission imposed a 10-day fresh fruit embargo to prevent the shipment of damaged crop. The commission said it was necessary to maintain Florida's reputation.
We can say to the consumers of this nation they will be receiving a quality product from Florida. It may be scarce for a while, but that which is marketed will be good.
For those who sell fresh fruit to the rest of the nation, the embargo means big losses and even shutdowns. Some orange juice processors raised prices 2 cents a can today, and plant operations were speeded up to handle what fruit could be salvaged. But rains throughout the day thwarted efforts to pick the damaged fruit, and as if there aren't enough problems, rising temperatures will mean that the fruit still on the trees will rot even faster. And late today, even more bad news. The forecast for Friday is another freeze.
It's getting more unbelievable by the day. Just when it appeared the country was recovering from the worst winter weather this century, another Arctic air mass is moving in to start plunging temperatures well below zero all over again.
To have another Arctic outbreak almost as cold as the last one, or possibly could be as cold, coming in within a week, I'd say this is probably the first time in history this has ever happened.
Caught off guard by this historic winter, already blamed for at least 224 deaths, people are now preparing for the second onslaught of bitter cold. Food stores throughout the Midwest are reporting a run on groceries.
We've heard about this snowstorm, and we got caught, the people in the neighborhood last time, so we're all getting together for a big soup party.
I feel it's important to get enough in because I'm not that good a driver to be out.
Disaster officials are warning residents to have battery-powered radios, emergency cooking facilities, and flashlights at the ready.